Just getting numbers told to me via our producers now in my ear. At least 2 people confirmed dead, at least 12 people confirmed injured.
It is exactly the nightmare scenario that my sources was describing. Let's put this in perspective. Just around 8:30 local time, a man shows up from the parking lot armed with a shotgun, a rifle, and a pistol. And the early information is that he indeed used all of those weapons and began firing indiscriminately through the windows into the congregation, those children and the people there attending Mass.
Get ready to hear from the Black American community speaking on the tragic mass shooting at Catholic school in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Check it out.
So another, you know what, at a school. Another one. School have not even been in a month. Over 20 people have been injured. The person that did it unalived himself. So these parents just sending their children to school to get an education. So this time, we're going to go back to our lives. Oh, thank God it's not our children's school this time. But that's so unfair. It's so unfair that a parent have to live with this for the rest of their life. I never lost a child. But I'm pretty sure it's a pain that never, ever, ever, ever will go away. You just learn to live with it. Somebody babies that they sent to school. Simple as that. Not knowing that this morning was going to be their last day. It hasn't even been a month. What could be done about it? What could be done about this?
Just so I'm clear, they don't want kids to have to read about slavery in books. They don't want them to have to endure this. But they don't mind students having to actually endure school shootings in person themselves. They don't want to do anything to protect them from that, right?
My heart goes out to all of those parents, to those poor babies, those children in Minneapolis who had to experience that trauma. There was a gunman who pew-pewed in the windows of a school, Catholic school. The kids were having early mass. They were in the middle of praying. I have done at least 3 or 4 posts this week about it being all out war on children nowadays. All out war. Just straight up war on children. Okay? And I said that as a parent, you need to find a way, regardless to what any school system tells you, regardless to what I don't know, whatever the rules are for that Board of Education in your state or in your area, you need to find a way to keep your babies protected. Because the sad part is, no one's going to protect your babies and have your children as a priority, except for you. It's up to you. And this is so sad. So super sad. But one of the points that I wanted to make is that if this had happened to be, say, a person of color who had committed this crime, their face would be everywhere, would it not? So I'm safely assuming that it is probably a Caucasian person. And I'm going to safely assume it's a Caucasian male. Statistics have shown very, very few women do these kind of crimes or behaviors. But what really worries me about the way the Minneapolis police is handling this situation, they are so focused on getting on every news media platform they can find and complain about the overwhelming amounts of crime going on right now. Oh, we have so much crime. Oh, the crime. And it's just, it's bothering me a bit because it's like, are you guys using this opportunity to get gun control, to get help for mental illness? Or are you using this opportunity as like a dog whistle call to bring people in for Trump? Because that's what it's giving. It's giving, I'm going to keep using these phrases so that Trump can bring his people here to Minneapolis.
So there has been another school shooting. This is unfortunately, I'm not surprised. However, I am surprised where it was. It was at a Catholic private school. At least 2 children have lost their life. Many more has been injured. This is in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We all know what happened in Minneapolis with the George Floyd thing that happened. But again, this is being too normalized in our society where students cannot even go to school safely. And I am sick and tired of thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers is not saving the lives of our children. They are not sending them to school safely. This has got to stop. This is not a person problem and just a mental health issue, which plays a role, of course. This is a gun problem in this country. And yes, I understand the Second Amendment. Yes, I understand that. But that, just like every other amendment, it can be amended. We need to do something about what is going on. There's no reason why people, adults, parents, should be in fear of sending their child to school. This has got to stop. This is a gun problem. This has got to stop. My condolences to the parents that's going to hear that their children's lives have been taken, but this has got to stop. And school has just started. It just started. Literally days kids have been in school, and this has happened already.
What the fuck is truly wrong with people? It's only the second day of school down there in Minneapolis, and they just had an active shooter at Annunciation's Catholic Church. I want to send prayers and love to all of the victims down there and all of the families down there. This is absolutely ridiculous. The second day of school, he's going to expect to have to worry about their children, and for these kids to have to worry about their safety inside of school is absolutely ridiculous. Not only your school, but inside of a church at that. They have contained the shooter, but this has just ruined this entire school year for all of these children in that school. They say 2 people so far have been deceased, 4 people in critical condition, and 12 people have been transferred off to the hospital. This is absolutely heartbreaking, fucked up. And I got kids that my daughter's mom just took my daughters back down there to the cities to be back in school down there. I have no idea what goes through people's minds to want to do something like this, but it's absolutely sick, heartbreaking, and disgusting. Us as parents, what are we to do to be able to protect our children inside of school for something like this from happening when this seems to be a consistent thing that's going on around our country? So think about how scared these children have got to be in situations like this. I've never been in a situation like this, so I can never put myself in their shoes. But to just imagine what these kids and what these parents just had to deal with this morning, the second day of school. This is truly heartbreaking. I don't know what else I could say about this except that I want to just send prayers and love to everybody that was unfortunately caught up in this situation today.
Get this straight. Our country continues to do absolutely nothing about gun violence. But in Minnesota, a gunman, during the first week of school, decides to shoot children. The school that is basically primary through 8th grade shoots them while they're praying. And the saddest part about this is, I don't have any confidence we're going to do anything about gun violence because we have not done anything. We stay doing absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, we continue to have school shootings, deaths, injuries, health challenges for victims and family, and we do nothing as a country. Nothing. It is sickening. It's depraved. Just as depraved as the actions of the shooters themselves. And I don't have any confidence we're going to do anything, not under this current administration, because we have been doing nothing. We have been in the business of doing nothing. We continue to do absolutely nothing. And I don't know what it will take. I don't know if this will be it. I really don't have confidence. I hope I'm wrong. But y'all stay doing absolutely nothing with these school shootings, saying that you're protecting people's Second Amendment rights. Why do people need to have on tactical gear and assault rifles during the middle of the day? Middle of the day. This is sick and very, very, very sad.
I'm a millennial. When I was growing up, we did fire drills. I live in the South. We did tornado drills. Those were the only two drills that we focused on. It was the only two drills that we really needed to focus on because mass shootings was not a thing. Like, that was just not something that was happening, okay? And to know that our babies in 2025 are still going through these things, and our Congress, our states are refusing to do things by law, it's shameful. It's like, dang, does it have to happen to your grandkid or your kid for this to finally get you to do something? I'm sick and tired. And I already got one comment because I said Republicans need to do something because they are the people that's holding it back. They are the people who are holding it back from happening. They want people to have weapons of war, assault weapons. They have loose gun laws. They let people walk around with weapons out in the open. The NRA is funding everything. And you got people saying, what state did this happen in? Dude, what about Texas? What about Georgia? What about all these other states? It's not just one state. It's not just blue places that have high crime. This is everywhere across America. America is a violent nation, period. Built on lies, built on greed, built on keeping the middle and lower class down. I am sick and tired of the stupid stuff that people say, the ignorant stuff that people say. It is not just Democratic places that have these issues. We know that. But of course, because I call out a Republican, they're like, what state did this happen in? Okay, if it happens in a red state, what you gonna say then? If the mayor's a Republican, what you gonna say then? You can't say anything. Your party is the one that refuses to have common sense gun laws. It's just that simple. So yes, I'm telling them to stand up. Do something about it. We are tired. And in most cases, the gunmen be people who be like, yeah, I did it in the name of Trump. I was so sad. I was so hurt. Oh, it was mental health. We have to do something about mental health. Bro, we've been said that. That's why we're saying you need to pass something to where these people have some background checks and some red tape around it. You can't just give everybody a gun. You're giving out guns in Walmart. Come on. Some people don't even have to have a license. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I'm just so sick and tired of the right blaming and saying our thoughts and prayers are with you, with the victims, and then do nothing when we try to pass something. And they know they're going to reject it because that's not how they vote. And it's just a shame. I just be like, how do y'all go on with life like this? Just being some cheats and frauds. I really just don't get it. I just don't get it.
So I'm sure you've heard already about the event in Minnesota at the Catholic school and church. And I just want to say, thank goodness the National Guard is armed and picking up trash in D.C. Thank goodness the strong Team White Steam, Team Mayo meritocracy is hard at work protecting the children by having armed National Guardsmen picking up trash in the Capitol. While the same people who swear that the Ten Commandments and the Bible are the only things that can stop these sort of events from happening are immediately, as usual, blaming Tim Walz because somehow it's his fault for what they do. It's them. This is a Steeple People place. Steeple People place. This is them. So naturally, it's not their fault, someone else's fault. Also a reminder that these are the people who swear that their Sky Daddy cares about the clump of cells in your body so hard that they need to tell you what to do with your life. But he doesn't give two flying rats' asses about these events when they happen at Catholic church school. And I'm not smiling because this is good news. My heart goes out to the families who have to deal with this ish. Because all the unwashed, weak sauce people covered in flags and crosses are going to run out here and make it political until we get an ID on who did it and find their manifesto, all their social media. You know who it is. You already know who it is. It's the same one every time. And the very same people who ran on here to blame Tim Walz, ran on here to blame Demon Crap, will suddenly remember that this is not political, you guys. Lives were lost. You libs need to stop making this political, okay? Side note, they are also the party of people who don't want kids to have cell phones in school because guess what a cell phone in school can do when something like this happens? Yeah, they want to legislate every bit of what you can do with your body as a woman because there might be some cells in there that they're obsessed with. But kids at school should stay unarmed and unconnected from the outside world so that when this happens, whoever just needs to get it out of their system can go ahead and do it. It's almost like their Sky Daddy is just them.
Here we are again. Another mass shooting at a school in America. Will this latest casualty cause change, or will it continue to be the same as always? Politicians sending their prayers, the media covers the grief for a few days, then America moves on until the next massacre. Since Sandy Hook in 2012, when 20 little children were unalived in their classroom, America has refused to do anything serious about gun culture, especially in schools. Why? Because in white American culture, the gun is an idol. It's worshipped as a symbol of freedom, power, and control. Meanwhile, firearms are now the leading cause of death for American children and teenagers. Not car accidents, not disease, guns. This is not just politics. This is spiritual sickness. Guns are treated as sacred, while the lives of children, especially black children, are disposable. This nation is under judgment from Yah. Every drop of innocent blood cries out from the ground. From Sandy Hook to Uvalde, from Nashville to Minnesota. Blood is touching blood. But let's be clear, it's not only the gun issue. America is judged for its past and present sins against the tribe of Judah, the descendants of enslaved Hebrews brought here through the Atlantic slave trade. From slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, mass incarceration, and systemic oppression, America has never repented. The United States continues to elevate guns as idols, woven into the fabric of white American culture. While leaders argue over rights, the right to life for children is trampled daily. The cycle of bloodshed without repentance echoes the words of the prophets. Violence has grown into a rod of wickedness. The land is full of bloody crimes, and the city is full of violence. Ezekiel 7:11-23. And notice where this tragedy happened, at a Catholic school. That's symbolic, because the Catholic Church hijacked Yah's covenant with Judah. It created Christianity to spread across the world, replacing the true covenant people with a false image. Pagan holidays like Christmas and Easter replaced Yah's appointed times. The Sabbath was cast aside. The church crowned itself the voice of God, while erasing the true children of Israel. This spiritual theft has lasting consequences. Generations worship under a system built on replacement theology, which erases Judah's place in prophecy. The blood of the tribe of Judah cries out from the soil. The descendants of enslaved Hebrews in America, brought here through the Atlantic slave trade, still face systemic oppression, erasure of history, and constant devaluation of black life. America is at a crossroads. It worships guns instead of Yah. It refuses to protect children. It hides its sins against Judah. It allows a false church to sit on stolen covenant. The prophets already warned us. There is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. So when blood is spilled at a school in America, it becomes more than a tragedy. It is also a sign, a reminder that Yah will not be mocked. What was stolen, hidden, and corrupted will be revealed, and all of the nations will be judged. Tell me what you think about this topic. Hope you find the information in this video informative. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment. Thanks for watching.